myself with OpenClaw just yet. So I'm like,
Now the thing is, if you already have Hermes installed,
mm,
you don't really need to stress much about OpenClaw
okay,
because Hermes gives you much more better features than what OpenClaw. Hermes does better things than compared to OpenClaw.
okay, fair enough.
So you just probably might be wasting your tokens or your credit using both of them at the same time.
Mm.
Okay, so I was going to show you. So you said then you started your Hermes, your bot. It works,
Yeah,
but
it
then
worked.
it went out working.
It worked last night, and it was like, "Hi, this is my Hermes agent assistant." Blah blah blah. And I was just messing around with it. Then this morning it wasn't working. So I'm thinking, what have I done wrong? You
Did you
know,
restart your computer?
I did. I did.
So what you need to do, just if you said you use Claude,
I
is it
did.
the app? Did you use
I,
the app
no,
or VS Code?
I used Claude's code via what do
VS
you call
Code.
it? Yes, thank you. VS code.
This is it, for instance. So what you basically need to do, you come to File, Open Folder. So once you click on Open Folder, you look for the folder where you created for your Hermes. Like for
Mm-hmm.
instance, I scroll down, this is mine. I click on Hermes Agent, select the folder. So automatically it opens and this is where it starts working. So what you need to do
Oh,
then, just come here, select Claude Code, and you basically tell it what you want it to do for you from here. You can
okay.
just tell it just a simple English that Hermes has stopped responding.
Oh, okay. Because I was messaging in the Telegram chat, trying to get it to work that way. Okay. All
Yes, you
right.
have to control it from the main app you're using. So what
See,
you
I
do,
see.
you once you wake it up from here, and you also need to instruct it for it to always keep it, for it to also set it in a way that it comes up automatically whenever you restart your system. So
Mm,
you don't have to keep coming back to tell it that it's not responding.
right, 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 right. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's how you need to, if not, because it's not running on Windows. It's a Linux sort of app.
Yeah.
Try to keep it running. You need to always wake it up. Once the Windows starts, or once you restart your system, you need to prompt it to wake up to be active. If not, it will just see if it's inactive.
Okay.
You need
All
to
right.
chat
Fair
from now
enough.
tomorrow, it won't respond.
All right. Okay. I understand now because that's what was actually worrying me. I'm thinking, I'm sure I followed the instructions and I know my bot is there, so I couldn't figure out. Okay. All right. That makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, so whenever you run into any technical issue, just go back to that folder, go back to your Claude code,
Mm,
and you tell your Claude code. If you use Codex for it, go back to Codex, tell Codex that this is the issue you're having. As long
right.
as you're inside that folder, it'll be a lot easier for them to locate it. Because
Mm,
most times, when you're inside
mm.
the folder, they might start searching for where that particular folder, where it is installed on your system. But if you're inside the folder, it's a lot easier.
Okay.
Okay, so before we jump into seeing what they can do, I just want to quickly run through like about 3 to 4 slides just for us to understand, because I've had that question before where somebody asked me, what's the difference between AI agent and normal chat GPT and normal AI? So
Mm,
just to understand the difference, because if you know how to differentiate them, you know which to use at every point in time. So I'll just scroll down. So basically, we're looking at agents and AI agent and automation.
mm.
So first of all, we need to see an AI agent as an agent that can think, use tools, remember things. It
Okay.
has it has memory. It can remember what you told them. You can take action for you, not just to reply to chats. So regular chatbot only replies to your messages whenever you message them. But some of these chatbots, for instance, like ChatGPT has agents. So any of them that has agents can do like a scheduled task. They can do like a cron job where they come back to, so cron job is basically like a scheduled task. They can do like a cron job. They always remind you of something, help you do something, ping you whenever you ask them to. But regular chatbots only replies to your messages. They don't have, most of them, some of them have memories of the past, but you have to like save it. So the reason why it's different, memories of past chats, most times if you're having a long chat or a long conversation with most of these bots, at times they forget what you discussed with them, like at the beginning of the chat or towards the middle of the chat. So that's where you start getting hallucination. They start saying different things. So that's another thing that chatbot does not have that agent has. Chatbot cannot use other tools except if they are programmed like an agent. That's where they can connect through MCP or through different APIs. And chatbot stops when you stop typing. So basically, it just only when you prompt them, they respond back. But AI agent does everything for you automatically. They plan and execute tasks. They remember context and goals. They use tools, search codes. They use tools. They use search code. They use code. They use APIs. They work autonomously. So that's one thing we should have in mind. They can help you schedule messages. They can auto respond, auto reply, and they can also collect data for you, do different things for you. And so basically how they work is that you have the agent, you have the tool, you have the automation, which you schedule, and you also have the results. So the agent is the brain, and it decides what to do and why. So automation is the hands. It executes reliable at scale. So once you have any agent, that agent cannot function without having a brain inserted into it. So that's, if you add an LLM to it, LLM becomes the model that works as the brain for that agent. So with that, the agent can understand, do different things that you ask them to do, and function more effectively. So we'll look at different automation, different agents, and how they work. Hermes, we already have Hermes installed. We also look at n8n automation as well. We look at Claude Code, OpenAI Codex. So now, n8n is a bit different from these three. They are all agents, but n8n is more like a reactive agent, while these other three, they are more like proactive agents. So n8n, for instance, sorry, I thought somebody was at the lobby. Okay, so n8n, for instance, what n8n does is basically based on reaction. n8n does not have the power to self-heal. n8n does not have the power to self-improve, but it has the power to do an automation, to run different codes, to execute commands for you. But if anything is broken, you have to go back and fix that thing yourself that is broken. You have to understand how it works to fix it. But once it is fine, it runs very well. So, but these other three, especially Claude Code and and Codex, they have that self-healing power. They can heal themselves, they can be proactive, and they can also improve over time. So that's the difference between them. But if you want to really get the best out of n8n, you have to use these agents with n8n. So basically what I do is that any automation I want to create, I either use Claude Code or Codex to create my automation. Like for instance, if I need to set up something, I just tell Claude Code, I want this workflow, I want this automation. Help me think of how you set it up and which platform do you think is best to set it up to make it work better. So if it's okay, you need to use n8n, I'll tell it, go ahead and create the n8n work. And it goes ahead to create the workflow. and add it into my n8n instance. So I have that workflow ongoing whenever I want. So that's just basically how I use it. So what I want you guys to have in mind is whatever you can do online, whatever you want to do online, just believe that any of these agents can do it for you. Like somebody was telling me today that they tried to install Hermes, but was telling them, go and do this yourself, go and set up Ubuntu, do all those things. Most times, some of these agents, they feel lazy. Some of these, they want you to do those things, but you have to instruct them to do those things for you. The only thing that an agent cannot do for you is basically help you log into a platform using like your email address and password. They don't handle sensitive information or helping you get an API key or helping you input your bank details. But every other thing that you have to do online, they can do them for you. So you don't have to, once they tell you, do this one next, just tell them to go back and do those things. They will definitely do all those things for you when you want them to. So that's basically everything about AI agents. Now, let's go into some practical aspect of it. First of all, let me go through Codex. So somehow I just like using Codex, even though Claude Code most times does better things compared to what Codex can do. But Codex has an advanced model compared to Opus 4.7, but both of them seems a bit similar. But the reason why I prefer this more is because of it has a longer usage. Compared to this, even though they've tried to increase the usage of Claude Code, but most times you realize that you run out of your usage easily while using it. So most times I use it for, like, if I need to do some heavy things, or if I need to do some things that I want it to look much more professional. Because another thing we need to understand, remember we talked about skills for this agent. Most of the skills people create now are for Claude Code. So Claude Code has much more skills, and with all those skills, they gain more superpower. So if you use Claude Code more, you achieve more, or you'll be able to get much more from what you're doing. So that's the reason why I prefer using Claude Code. But because of this one saves credit, I do this more. So what I did here was I got a skill. I saw a skill from the internet, or different skills used together, because most times I realize that I always come to Codex to create video. And if I create video, I'll need to edit that video. And I also need to post that video on different socials. So I had to turn most of those things into skills. So you understand how to do those things continuously. And I also had to add some skills to it as well. So now, like for instance, I just gave it a skill recently. So this skill is for C-Dance director, C-Dance commercial, like want to create movies, videos, animations, anything with Higgsfield. You have to use C-Dance. C-Dance 2.0 is the best at the moment. So I gave it those skills to be able to create all those things. So then I asked it, using the C-Dance director and Higgsfield connection, are you able to create a video for me once it's done, upload it to my socials on complete autopilot? I just give you a video idea and you do the rest. Can you do this using your skills? So then it came back to me and say, yes, we can do that. The autopilot flow would be, you give me the video idea, script, topic, or rough concept. I use the C-Dance director skills to turn it into a proper short plan and C-Dance 2.0 prompt. Then I send it through to Higgsfield using C-Dance 2.0. I'll download the package, the finished video. I'll generate platform-ready SEO assets, title, description, hashtags, CTA, pin comment. I'll send it to you, to your existing n8n through Zenio workflow for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I'll report back with the published links and status. So basically, this is just like end-to-end video creation, because I created an n8n workflow for this. That's the reason why I said to get the best out of anything, you need to also work with these tools as well. So I created an n8n workflow for this. In fact, it wasn't even the one that created the n8n workflow. It created it added it to my n8n platform. So I also use Zenio. Zenio is it's a free platform for you to schedule video, for you to upload video to different platforms. Because if you want to like automate this process, you need to connect it through something that automatically posts it. So Zenio, if you're using the free plan, they can give you option to upload, I think, 20 videos a month. So you connected it to Zenio, and with Zenio, you'll be able to upload them automatically to different platforms. So this is end-to-end automation without you needing to do anything, without you needing to just give it the topic, and it creates everything for you. So that's just basically what I want us to understand most things about this agent and how they connect to different things. If you're able to understand their strengths, you know how to use them. So that is one. If I also hope I'm not being too fast, I hope I'm not being technical. I just want to try and make sure.
Not at
Just
all.
go at a normal pace.
The technical part, it's all good though, Eric. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this is if you want to like automate video creation, because most people, I think one of the easiest way now to, well, let me not say it's easy though. One of the best way now to make money online is YouTube content, creating YouTube content. So most times people find it hard to sit down, start dishing out all the content or start writing the script and generating all that. So, but if you have a platform or a tool that can help you generate everything from start to finish, you don't need to stress yourself about anything. Just know the niche you want to go into, have an idea of the kind of videos you want to create, and tell it will be able to create a powerful video for you. If it's on UGC, you just need to give it the product you want to advertise, then it'll be able to create that kind of video for you. So that's one thing that automation can do for you. Let me go to, okay, let me even go to Chris. Since we all have, I said Chris, sorry, Hermes. I keep calling Chris because I'm used to Chris. I've been using Chris for a very long time. This is my good old Chris. I've been using Chris for a very long time, and I think I'm done with it. So now let me get used to Ghost. Spirit was also OpenClaw that I set up, but I'm not sure I still need to use any of these two because Ghost is giving me much more better things than this. So once you have your Hermes installed, Hermes has enough skills. I want us to do a test. Let me just quickly ask it. Please remind me of this skills. So if we have our own Hermes open, I would like us to also ask it for the skills that it has. So it's important for you to have that in mind so you know what it can do and know what you can tell it to do for you. Cleopatra, go ahead, please.
Please, is this the group you created for them? How did you create this group and have all of them inside?
No, this is not the group. Where is the group again? This is the group. This is the group AI Vision Consulting Hub. So
You can work from here too, right?
Yes, I can just say, Chris, what's up? Let me see. Okay, Chris, the thing about Hermes is always too eager to do things. So I talked to Chris. Hermes is now typing. So this is Hermes Ghost. Eric, it's Ghost, not Chris. You uninstalled that bot a while back. Just me here. No, I've not installed it yet. I've not uninstalled it yet. Hey, Eric. Recap since last spoke. So this is Chris. Ghost. Uninstall it yet. So this is, I can talk to both of them. I can talk to any of them, and they'll always respond. My mistake, I had it wrong. Let me update my notes. What's in your mind today? Look, go ahead. Cleopatra, you're on mute. If you, okay, no question from you. Ben.
No, it's not me. I think it's Ben.
Okay, Ben, please go ahead.
Okay, sorry, quick one. Are you accessing this on VS Code or?
No, this is Telegram.
Okay.
This is Telegram. So if you create the bots, you have to run. You can run them on different channels. You get either on Slack, on WhatsApp. But I prefer Telegram because I don't usually get so many conversations on Telegram. So if you see, most of the chat I have on Telegram here are just bots. Personal assistant is a bot. LinkedIn post is a bot. Jarvis is a bot. So these other ones are groups. TikTok ad creator is a bot. So most of the things I have here are just bots. That's why I use Telegram. So I know that basically I use it for just my bots. But I can use it on Slack, I can use it on TikTok, I can use it even on the terminal if you want. So I created this group, added the two of them, and this is where they function. And I can always come to Ghost and have a private chat with it. So what Ghost currently have as a skill is 176. So if you've installed yours, I want you to also confirm how many skills and the type of skills your bots have. So that way you understand what you can tell them to do for you and what they can do for you basically, and know how to program them. And these skills are not basically the skills it came with. I had to add some extra skills to it. And if I just show you guys, I think these skills are important for you guys to also these are the top 10 Hermes skills. So you need to have a soul.md skill or file. So this is not a skill, it's a file. So this basically stores most of the things about it, about you, about conversation, about everything that matters to you on that soul.md. So it's just like the soul of that board itself. So it needs to have that soul.md to configure its personality. It needs to also have session search. That's one thing. Okay, I think it has session search already, but that's one thing that Claude bot does not have. Session search in the sense that it can search through your conversation to understand, like if you say, can you remember what we discussed last week about, let's say, about automation? It can search through your conversation to find out that same chat or that conversation about automation, and we'll be able to understand that. But OpenClaw does not have that skill. So OpenClaw cannot do that. That's why most of these bots, they forget your conversation with them from last week or from some time in the past. Also, skills as workflow. So basically, instead of writing like complex multiple prompts, you just need to execute a task and it understands how to go through that process. It's just like it's creating its own skills. So it needs to have that. Telegram Gateway, it already has that, because basically on Telegram platform, it can also use that skill. So that is easier for him to do. It has that already. One important one is cron job. It does not have cron job. So it gives it that ability to be proactive and automate things for you. So cron job basically means like scheduling task, like repeated things for you. Like you say, for instance, you want it to always every morning send you, browse the internet, search Twitter, search everywhere to find trending topics on your niche and send it out to you every morning by 8 o'clock. Or you want it to always, if you have a website, you want it to always check your website every day to find out how many visitors are coming to your website and give you a report. Or if you want it to help you do some manual tasks, just basically things that you know you do very often or every day. You want it to do those things for you. You can tell it to create a cron job. So with that cron job, it can automate things repeatedly for you. It runs on schedule till you tell it to stop. That is when it can stop. So it's important for it to have that. Sub-agent, you can already do sub-agent. It can delegate sub-agent for them to carry out different tasks to make things much more efficient. And profile. So profile is also important, but basically profile can also be in the same, can also be added to soul.md. So that one is not something you need to stress because you already have that soul.md. Provider agnostic model switching. So this one is important if you have different model. Like if you want to use, if you're running a heavy task, or if you, let's say you're creating a website with it, and the website is very complex, you would want to use the best LLM, the best model for that. So it has that ability to switch different models. So you can use like an Opus 4.7 or GPT 5.5 to create the complex website. But if it's just like a normal chat, okay, can you search the internet? Can you tell me what's happening online? Just the normal conversation. You can use like a lighter model that does not cost much. So it has the ability to switch, use different models. So that way you don't run out of, or you don't waste your token on things that you can use lighter models for. So another one is use the /BTW. So this basically works automatically for Claude code. If you're already given it a task, you just, and you remembered something that you wanted it to add to what it's already doing. Instead of you stopping it halfway, or instead of you telling it something else and making it switch its context, you can just type /BTW and it will pause whatever it's doing and take the next task you're giving it or listen to what you're saying. So once it's done with that, it continues with what it was already doing. So that's basically what this works. And then hooks and boots.md is also very important for event automation. So basically, if you have all this for your Hermes, in addition to the skills that it already comes with, it's make it much more powerful. Like for instance, this HTML slide deck it created, originally it does not have this skill. It does not have this skill to create something like this. But I had to add this skill to it. So there is this is called impeccable. So with this impeccable skill, you create something that looks much more professional compared to what generic AI creates, like AI slops, all those AI slops website that you can see that this is AI slop. But with impeccable skills, you'll be able to create something that look very professional. And with this skill, you can identify AI slop on your website. So these are some of the skills I had to give to Hermes to make it much more better. And for the fact that Hermes, after every conversation, it self-improves. It improves itself. So that way it does not make that same mistake again or it does not go back to the default style. It always makes sure that it generates something new based on the correction. So that's also another thing we need to consider once we are using Hermes. Just make sure you load it with enough information, enough skills to make it much more better. So that's the best way to use these agents. Okay, so does anybody have anything in mind that we can automate? If I pull up what I want us to try something practical that we can do. Okay, so let me just bring up what I have already. So let's start with Hermes. Okay. I want to look for something very, very technical for it to do. Okay. So Claude could be the best for this. So let's say, for instance, I want to run a business. I want to start up a business to make money with local businesses. I want to give them I want to like render a service to them. So like, for instance, if I focus on, let's say, barbers, for instance, I need to create something for them to be able to automate their responses. Or let's say I want them to have on their website where people can try their look or try their haircut and see if the haircut fits them before going to the barbering salon to cut the hair. So I can tell any of these agents to create something like that for me, and it will understand the workflow. So let me just start with this. Let me select a different folder. So let's see. Let me select Open Design folder. So if I look at my n8n, I think I should still have that. So let me just even tell it. So can you access my n8n instance from here and see if you can find any workflow or any automation that has to do with barbers? Any workflow about barbers trying it on their website? Just see if you can access my n8n instance. So let me just get that. And let's see if we can even get to my n8n instance. Barbers. I don't know how to spell barbers. So what I usually do is that if I want to start an automation, I always come to any of these agents and I explain what I want to do to them. And I explain what I want to do. So once they understand what I want to do, they'll basically use their own hand to provide the right solution or to tell me how best to go with that flow or tell me what I need to create or what they need to create for me. So that's the best way for you to work with AI, because you might think that you understand what you want to do, but AI will have a much more better way for you to achieve that result. So you just have to tell them what you want to accomplish or what you want to do. And once you tell them that, they'll be able to go ahead and process that for you. And they'll have a much better way of doing that thing for you. So that's why it's important for us to always have that in mind. So let me also open Codex as well and run both of them simultaneously. Let me do with this. Let me also open Hermes. Let me also tell Hermes as well. So let's see what they come back with. n8n instance unreachable, possible causes, instance down, sleeping. Oh, this guy is still accessing my old instance. This is not my current instance. This is my new instance. You were looking at old instance. One. Okay, so let's say Chris. Anything. No, not say anything. Yeah, anything. Music codex. I found anything workflow tools right into the session, so I'm going to treat. Yeah, I said anything. They typed anything. So automation. Good news. Why anything connector can access your instance and return 40 workflows. I already see several matches. Barbershop virtual trial. Yes, that's the one that I want. Let me see if this is still okay. So, okay, so this, I need to start going through the configuration. I'll just leave Claude code for now. Let me work with those that I've seen it. So this has worked. This has seen it. Yes, I can see your anytime instance. I found 3 Baba related workflows. Okay. So I want you to go into the workflows and see if they work. So what I'm just trying to show you guys is that you can basically use these agents to create things or to do things for you. Instead of you thinking of doing those things yourself, or if you don't even have the skills to do those things yourself, you just have to tell them what you want to do. So once you tell them what you want to do, basically they'll go ahead and do those things for you. So that's just the whole idea. Now, I'm sure that those anytime workflows are still working. If I want to proceed with this and say, okay, so now how do I sell this to barbershops? How do I take this to the next level? Then they'll have to proceed and give me ideas on what to do next and how to go about it. So if I just go back to anytime instance and look for those, let me look for those workflows. Barbershop. So this is one. So basically what this workflow does is, let me just even run it so we can see. So if I open this now, what I need to do is if you set this up on, let's say on the landing page, and this form is the first trigger. So inside anything, let me just quickly explain anything. Inside anything, you have different nodes. All these different things, they are called nodes. So what you do is that you connect different nodes to create a workflow. So inside of this node, you have the trigger node. Trigger node is always the first one that triggers an action that makes something happen. Then trigger node triggers the action, tells this other node what they need to do. And at the end, this other node will execute the final results. So what this trigger node does is if I double click on it, so once it opens, I'll need to execute this for me to run it. So if I click on execute this step, so it will give me a form. So now I have to fill this form to get the result that I want. Now, let me just quickly do this. Put my email. Let's see. Come. So now what I need to do is that, let's say I want to visit this barber shop. I want to cut my hair, but I need to know how the hairstyle will look on me first before going there to see whether it fits me, whether it does not fit me. So let's say I've seen a haircut that I want to cut online. I'll need to take a picture. I'll screenshot that style, and first I need to upload my own photo. If I click on this, so let me just look for an image that I can use. So image, let me look for one rough guy. Let's say if I can find somebody. let's say, okay, I have these two guys. I have this guy, for instance. So this is me. And let's say this is the style that I want. Let's say this is the style that I want. So I uploaded my own photo, uploaded the photo of the style that I want. Then the next thing is I'll select the hair texture. Let's say I want it coily, or my hair is coily. And let's say I want it short, and any additional notes. So I don't have any additional notes to add. So what I'll do is that I'll submit this form. So once I submit this form, automatically this node accepts the trigger, accept the information that I sent to it, including both images and also the submission that I made, including my email address. So once it accepts it, it will send it to the next node to process the images and also understand the image that it can, so it will be able to use Nano Banana to recreate that image to have that hairstyle that I want. So let me see. Where's the form again? So why is it taking time for it to go through? Okay, so let me just remove it from test. Let me run production. Let me run production and let me execute the entire workflow so you guys can see from start to finish. So I just quickly go through the same thing again. So let me upload my image and let me upload what I want to look like. Okay, so select short. Now so let's see if that goes. So basically what will happen is it will take both images. It will upload the two of them here. So this is the customer's image. So if you can see, there is something like, so this anyone that has gone through, you see it's checked. Let me zoom out a bit. Anyone that has gone through, you see it checked. So it has sent the customer's image and the hairstyle image for it to process. So this one, what it does basically, these are both images. This is the first guy's image. This is the image I want it to look like. So what it does is that processes it. It merges both images. Let me see both of them entered here. Okay. So it will merge both images and it will send it to another agent, which is I think I used OpenAI here. I use OpenRouter chat, but I think connected to OpenAI. So what this agent does, it understands the image and it will be able to write an image prompt, convert the image to prompt. So the next node will be able to recreate that image with that face. So it's connected to KeyAI. I'm using KeyAI here. So once it's done, it also sends it to this node. So what this node will do is that it creates the final image, and there's a wait node in between. So this wait node waits for it to complete. Once the image is completed, it sends it to email, but it checks after every 3 seconds, 2 seconds to see if it has completed. If it's not completed, it will go back and check again. If it's not completed, it goes to check again till it completes creating the image. Once the image has been created, it sends it to this. So this fetches the image and finally sends it to me by email. So that is how this workflow does. So basically, if this is placed on a barbershop's website, once customer visit, before they book an appointment, they try this on their own hairstyle and they see the image sent to them by email. And once they open it and it looks good on them, then they will proceed and book an appointment and pick that style of hair as what they want to cut. So the barber guy will also see their response and see what they selected. So that way they won't start going back and forth when they get to the shop. Okay, I want this style. No, add this style. No, remove this style. No, make it lower. They've already selected what they wanted before they got to the shop. So that way it makes it a lot easier for them to work with. So this is basically what this workflow does. But if I bring in Codex, what I'll do with Codex to add to that workflow is that I'll tell Codex or I'll tell Claude Code, any of them, or even Hermes. I'll just tell any of them that what I want them to do is that I have this workflow already. I need them to create a plan for me on how to pitch it to different barbershops and also help me research or search for different barbershops that I can market this to. So what they'll do is that they'll start the internet, find the different barbershop, get to their website, and they can also help you recreate their website to add a landing page or just to add a button or add that form. They'll just add that form to that website. So you don't need to recreate the barbershop's website, just to add that form on their website where people can see. So once somebody goes to that form, clicks on it, they add in their image, it sends it to them to their email. So that is one workflow from start to finish. And remember, this workflow was created by Codex. So I gave Codex the idea. So Codex created the n8n workflow and understands what they will do about it. So it has sent it to me to my email. Let's see the edit. Now, this is the edit. This is the edit. Let me open the guy's original picture. Let's see. So, images. Okay. This is the guy's original picture. Let me open this. Come on. Open photo. Now, this is the guy's original picture. So the guy's before hair, so the guy's after hair. So this is the style we selected based on this other guy. Based on this other guy's style. So that was how it gave us this final copy. That's how it gave us this final copy. So basically, with this, the face still looks the same, everything still looks the same. So it's only the hair that it touches. The hair that I just had to just trim down to make it look better. So with this, you can always charge any barbershop, let's say like from 500 pounds, 800 pounds, even 1,000 plus pounds to create it for them, depending on how you want to design it on their website. And you can even charge them recurring fees, like monthly fees, for helping them to maintain it. So this is just a simple way to make clean cash without you stressing much. AI will do everything for you. You just sell the idea to them and add it to their website. And you can even add extra if you realize that your website is not as professional as it should be. You can even suggest that you can help them to shop their website or help them rebrand their website, make it look better or make it look more polished. Then just add something on top of it or add some extra cash to it and you make extra money with it. So that is just one automation that we can try. And if I go to my email, I'm sure you would have sent that email to me. Let me just open just to be sure. Before I'll be here now bragging and I will not receive any email. Okay, so this is my email and this is the image. So it sent it to me to my email. So that means the workflow is still working from start to finish. So that is one automation that you can think of to either make money or either become more productive or either make things a lot better for you. If I open another one, does anybody have any question as regards before I go to another one? If I please go ahead.
Hi, good evening, Eric.
Evening.
Thanks for how far you've stretched the session. Then I've been able to pick up on a lot, but I have a question. I want to confirm. You said you created the workflow on Codex, right?
Yeah.
So that page we were looking at, the page where the page that I was looking at, like had all the different features, open AI up onto your email. That is
The workflow.
that's the Codex workflow.
And this platform now is n8n.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this page now you're looking at is the workflow. So this workflow was created by Codex. So Codex has connection. Like for instance, if you set up your n8n instance, what you need to do to connect it to Codex is just to go to, if you click on settings, n8n API, then you have to create an API. If you see, virtually all of them has my API. Ghost has it, Codex has it, Chris has it, Claude has it, Claude Code has it. So you create an API and you give to just call it a name. So I called it this name, so I'll know the platform that I was giving it to. Call it a name, give the API to the agent, and also you have to copy the link. That's your n8n instance link, the URL. Copy the link as well, give to them. So that's just all you need to do. And they'll be able to have access to your workflow. And there are some agents that you will use. They'll tell you that what they can do is they'll create the n8n instance for you, and you download it, then go to n8n to upload it. They'll just create the workflow. So you go and upload it. They'll give you the JSON file, then you upload it yourself. But most times it's best for you to tell them to create it inside of the n8n instance, that you don't want the JSON file. So once they create it, it goes here automatically. So that's how it works from Codex or from Claude Code. So this Claude Code had my previous instance. And that previous n8n instance, I stopped using it because that URL expired, the domain name expired. So I didn't want to renew it because I was not using it for anything then. So it was my Eric the analyst. That was when I wanted to become a data analyst. That was when I had that website. But after the change of career and everything, I had to leave it behind. So I didn't bother renewing the domain. I left it. And you give them your new one. So they can create different workflow for you from start to finish. That's just basically how it works. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. I have other ones. For instance, I have this Telegram UGC. I'm not sure this is the updated UGC. Let me look for another one. So I had one that I was using to post UGC content on TikTok. I think this is a Telegram UGC automation. So now this workflow, what it does is that I'll give it a product. And I'll tell it to create a UGC video for me using that product. Tell it who I want it to create. I think I connected it to Telegram. Let me see. I still have that. I've not used it for a while now. TikTok ads creator. So this is it. Like for instance, I gave it this wristwatch and I asked it to create a UGC ad of somebody advertising or talking about the wristwatch. That was what it did here. And which other ones have I done? I gave it this book. I said, create an ad for me for somebody talking about the book. So that was what it did here. But this, I was using, I think, Google View 3.1 for this. And even though it was not perfect, but was still doing the job. But if I want to do this now, if I want to recreate this, I have to use Seedance 2.0 because Seedance 2.0 gives a much more better picture quality and video. So the video looks like it was shot using an iPhone, and the camera looks like an iPhone camera. It doesn't look too sharp like an AI generated. So if I want to continue doing this, I have to modify the workflow. Instead of it using, so here I use file.ai and I also use key.ai here. Let me zoom in so you see. I use key.ai API. I also use file.ai. But both of them, you can use them with Seedance. So what I basically need to do if I want to recreate this, I'll come here and I'll go back to the website and I'll change it from View to Seedance. So you can be using Seedance to generate the video instead of your 3.1 because that will give me much more better and quality production when I want to do that. So that's just basically one workflow. Another workflow that I use very often as well is posting on LinkedIn. No, not this one, this one. So this is another workflow that I use very often. So what this workflow does is just to generate an idea. Once it has that idea, or it runs on a schedule. So this, I scheduled it to run 3 times in a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So once it generates a topic, it adds the topic into, or before it generates the topic, it goes through the spreadsheet to see if it has created a content about that topic before. Then if not, to go ahead to generate the topic. So give the topic idea to this agent. This agent generates the topic based on the idea that is given it using OpenAI model. And once it does that, it logs it into this spreadsheet, the same spreadsheet, logs that new topic into this spreadsheet. Then it comes here to use that topic to create the content post for LinkedIn. After creating that post, it comes here to generate SEO tag, SEO hashtag, and also generates image as well from here. So once it generates both, it merges both together, and this fixes any issue you might have with the way it's processing it. So always uses JSON tag to fix it. Once it fixes that, it sends it to me on Telegram for me to see if I like that topic. Then if I like it, I approve it. Once I approve it, it goes ahead to post it. Then if I don't approve it, it takes it back. So this is the approval part. This if node, it's a conditional node. So you either accept or you reject. So once it is accepted, it sends it to post on LinkedIn. Once it is rejected, it sends it back to regenerate another idea. And once it generates that, it goes through the same process again. Once I accept it, it goes ahead. So these parts where I come in is what they call human in the loop. So most times it's always advisable while running an automation, it's good to always have human in the loop, to always make sure that you checkmate what AI is doing for you. So don't just give them the free flow for them to do things. They might do things that you might not like. So you always verify that. So this is the part that the human comes in to verify. And once it's okay, it sends it. So that's another end-to-end workflow. But one problem with this n8n, like I've told you guys before, is that if something breaks, it does not automatically fix itself. If, let's say, the API using runs out of token, if there's no credit on your account and it cannot generate, it will just end with an error. And you'll be like wondering, how come this has not generated? How come something has not happened? You need to come back inside here to find out what has happened. But if you're using an agentic model or agentic tools, if anything breaks, automatically they sees what happened, what has broken, and they fix it themselves without you even coming in. At most times, you might not even need to you won't even know that something did not work. They'll just give you a feedback that, okay, they tried this process, it didn't work, but they'll have to try a different process. So that's how you work with this agent. And that's the reason why this agentic workflow, I say they are proactive compared to anything that is reactive. You always make sure that you follow up and set things right. But for the fact that you have this, you have Claude Code, you have Codex, you don't need to even worry about once anything breaks in anything, you'll come back to them and tell them that this thing has broken, this is not working, this is the error message I'm getting. Then they'll go ahead and fix it for you and it will start working again. So that's just how it runs. Some people might say n8n is dead. Even at the point, I felt like n8n is dead because having the real agentic tools that can do things and self-heal, self-improve, what's the point me still using n8n? But I still continue using n8n because n8n is a lot easier to run. And because of, I run this completely for free. I self-hosted it and it does things for me. Basically everything that I need to do. And I can connect it to the other agents to work well for me. So that's the reason why I'm still keeping n8n. So what most people are doing these days is that instead of, because if you go to a business, like if I go to the barber shop, for instance, I look for any barber shop around and I say, I have this workflow, this automation that I want to pitch to you guys. It will help you get more customers. It will help you, it will give you more customer satisfaction. And I show them something like this. They won't understand what this is and they'll be frustrated with it. And if I decide to explain to them, I say, okay, this is how this thing works. You don't need to do anything. I'll just put this form for you on your website. And with that, customer clicks on it, upload their picture, send it to their email, and they are fine. That might sound good. So, okay, they like it. But if you want to really make good money from this and take it to the next level, you have to create an interface that works with it. You have to create a landing page for it. And that's the reason why you work with different agents. So I can tell Codex or Claude Code, for instance, I need to create a professional website or a landing page that I can I can connect my n8n to using webhook. Even if we don't tell them webhook, they know how to connect it. Connect my n8n to it so I can sell like a dashboard. I can sell like a good user interface to people, not just selling the back end to them. So once you tell it, can create something beautiful for you that you can sell, and it can even use to add to your workflow. So that is what you have to pitch to people. You don't have to tell people about how it works behind the scene. You tell them that what customer needs to do is to put in their email address, and once their email address is updated or authenticated, then they can see the whole live dashboard. And that is basically what you sell. So that's how you proceed with that. Okay, so I wanted to quickly run through one. Any other question before we proceed? So if I say AI tools and use LinkedIn post. Okay. So now let's go to Sedans. So where is so basically me, I still prefer using Sedans from here. But if you want to automate the whole process, You have to use it from Higgsfeed. If you want to run the complete automation, you have to use it from Higgsfeed. But using it here is just doing it manually. So let me just search for it. So what else said I would talk to you guys if anybody wants to, if he wants to use anything. The reason why I did not include anything in that video was because you need to have your own domain for it to be able to run it for free for a very long time or free forever. If you want to use, like, if you want to use, because I connected mine to Cloudflare Tunnel, if you want them to give you a domain, they will give you their own default domain, which you use temporarily. But if you want to run it for forever, you have to have your own domain. So, but if you don't want to go through that route first, you can always sign up for the trial n8n. I think it's 14 days trial. n8n.io. n8n.io. So you have to try the 14 days, try it on for 14 days. And with that 14 days, you'll be able to create some workflow that you would see whether you like, or if you don't like, if you don't want to continue with it, then you can just let it go. But you would have to, you can run it for 14 days for free and see how it goes. Just test it. Then once you like it, then we can think of how to buy your own domain. Let me see how much it still costs. So anything, $20 or £20 monthly. So if you're paying annually, it will be £20. Monthly, it will be £24. So instead of paying £24 every month to run it, it's better you buy a domain. You can get a domain for as low as £10, £8, £7 that you can run for 1 year. And you know you're paying that money once. It's a one-off payment. So it's not like you're paying every month. So it's better you get a domain and use a domain for it, which was what I did. So I have this domain, Indoor Grow Guide. I had to use that domain for it. So you can get the domain and just use it to run it for 1 year and have all your workflow set up. So once you have that done, you connect through your API and also the URL, you connect it to your agent. Then your agent can help you continue running it or creating workflows from inside of it. Okay, so now let's say I want to, let me remove all this first. Let's say I want to create a video. So basically, I've shown you guys the automation process that I did here. I'll just give it the idea and it goes ahead to create the whole thing for me I connected it to Higgsfeed. You can create it and upload it on my social media platform without me touching anything on the screen. But if I don't want to go through that route, and let's see, I want to create it myself. So let me go back to Claude. Let me use Claude Code. I would say, can you use the cadence scale to write the. So let's say I want to create a video of a model content that snake wants people to. So if you want to do it manually, you have to install the Seedance director skill. So what this skill does is that it uses the Seedance guide on how to create Seedance video to write the prompts for you with different camera shots, camera angle, different position, and all that. So you have to use that to rewrite your prompts, whatever prompts or whatever you want to do. So once it writes that much more detailed, then you can use that to create the video. So that's if you don't want to automate the whole process, or if you don't want to connect it to Higgsfield. If let's say you already have a subscription with Key.ai or Key.ai, you just have to go through this process, create the prompt, and once it is created, then you go to Key.ai and create your video. So that's the manual way of doing it without the automation. But you can at the same time connect if you don't want to go through all this, connect your Higgsfield. That's much more easier for you, but people might not want to go through that course because it's expensive to run. Now with this, it gives you the whole style of the video, it's just like giving you a detailed prompt on how the video should appear and how to make it much more cinematic. So it talked about the environment, the emotional targets, timeline. I'll just copy this whole thing. So basically, I might need to create a reference image, but let's just say I don't have any reference video. I don't have any reference image. I just paste the prompt. So I'm not referencing anything. With this prompt, I'll go down. Next, I select 16:19 aspect ratio. And let's leave it at 15 seconds. And let's run it. So with this, you can create consistent characters in a video. You can create consistent movie or movie that has consistent images or consistent characters, actors, bad guys. So, but you need to add different references of those characters you want to use. You can even add an audio to it, or you can even add a video. So this is how you do that if you want to create a video on Seedance, or if you want to use for maybe UGC content, UGC style. So basically you can do it from here. I prefer doing it from here because it's a bit cheaper compared to doing it on Higgsfield. So Higgsfield, if you want to do it from Higgsfield, they have different plans which you can subscribe to. Then once you go to the Explore page, you'll see different options. You see different options to create different images. Go to video, select Seedance 2.0. This is Seedance, select Seedance 2.0. So that's how you create on Higgsfield. And it always has most times has better picture quality, the way it generated video. So, but it depends on what you want to do and how you want to do it. Me, I prefer automating processes. I don't like, because I have too many things that I do most times. So I would rather just automate something and focus on something else. And that's how I run my own thing. But if you have time to go through, you can go through the manual process and just keep checking on it, see how far it has gone, and you download, then you upload. But I'll prefer going through, just setting it up and just allowing it to run by itself. So that's just basically it. Let's just see how far this has gone. So that's fine. So that's basically what you can use different agents for and use different AI tools for, depending on what you have in mind or what use case you want to think of. So like what I might want to do with my agent might be different from what you want to do. It depends on what I have in mind or what my kind of business is. I can tell my agent, well, I want you to create this task that you do continuously for my business. I want you to help me do this thing. I want you to help me contact this thing. I want you to help me find leads. I want you to help me message the leads or help me send an email to them I want you to help me talk to them about their website, talk to them about and creating videos for them. So depending on what you want to achieve at the end of the day. But the bottom line is that just have it in mind that whatever you want to do online, you can always use AI agent to do that thing for you. So you don't need to think of how will I do this thing myself, or I'm not technical, or I don't have that skill. You can always use AI agent to do those things for you. Just have any of them set up and link them to whatever you want to do, which platform you want to connect them to, and they'll be able to carry everything out for you. So that's basically how AI agent and automation works, depending on what you want to do. Any question? So basically, I feel like I have touched on the part that does not sound technical. So I don't want to make people feel like it is too technical and I cannot do it. As I always emphasize, just tell AI to do it for you. You don't need to stress yourself. You don't need to think about how it works. But it is always good for you to understand the process. Let's say you want to take this to the next level, or if you want to do it, build it for somebody, you need to understand what the AI is doing behind the scene. So you can also know how to explain it to that person, how to sell it to that person. So most times if AI creates something for you, ask them how they created that thing, why they use that platform, or why they use that particular tool. So once they explain that for you, you'll be able to understand the reason behind that, and you can always talk to other people about it. You can always explain that better to people when you want to sell it or when you want to pitch it to somebody else. So that is how AI agents works in a nutshell. So let me find out, has everybody installed Hermes yet? Or is anybody still having issues installing Hermes? Because I know that video, I had to like slow down, take my time to make sure that I touch on every part of it. So people would not say that it is too technical or that they're having difficulties. It's just for you to instruct Claude code or instruct Codex, and they'll go ahead and install everything for you. Is anybody having issues installing theirs? So I don't want it to be as if at the end of the training, some people were unable to do that, and why some did that well. So if you're having issues, please speak now or forever don't speak. Okay, well, basically, if you run into any kind of issues, just ask any of the agents. Just say, maybe talk to Claude Code. Like what may I do most of the time is, if I go back to Codex, I think it was OpenSwarm. OpenSwarm was a new AI agent that was created. I think it was launched last week or so. So I wanted to see what OpenSwarm can do, because OpenSwarm basically has it's an agent that has armies of other agents working for it. So it is very, very good at doing different tasks. So I wanted to see what it could do. I tried to run it. I tried to install it. I installed it, but I was getting different errors, different issues. So I was just taking screenshots. If I get any issue, I take a screenshot. I'll say still the same error, still the same issues. So I just keep going back and forth with the agent, telling them, showing them the issues that I'm having, the error that I'm having, and it should always find a way to fix that. So if it still does not fix it, I'll still come back and say, I'm still having this issue. Show them screenshots. So it's important for you to have that mindset. Don't think that if you're having any issue or you just give up, that you're having this kind of roadblock or you're tired of it. Just always ask or take a screenshot, show them, and they'll be able to figure it out for you. Now that I thought about this screenshot, I just remembered something. If you're using DeepSeek V4 for your Hermes agent, it has one limitation that I think I just found out yesterday or so. It does not have that, the API does not have that vision capability yet to be able to see things. So if you're taking a screenshot, I'll be sending an image to it. You might not be able to see that image to understand what you're sending to it. So you still need to explain that into it. Like for instance, I send the screenshot to this other agent. They can see the screenshot, understand what the issue is, and they can help me figure it out, help me sort it out. But if you need that screenshot to be sent to Hermes agents, they won't see it, or it won't see it because it does not have that vision. I think it was just recently. It was just recently that, let me open it again, DeepSeek. So it was recently that they added that vision to the chat, but I think it has not been added to the API yet. So they just added this vision. I think it was this week, like 3 or 4 days ago, I started seeing this vision. So recently they had added this vision to their chat platform, but I think they've not added it to the API yet. So that's the issue you encounter if you're using DeepSeek. But since they've added it here, hopefully they should add it to their API as soon as possible, and you'll be able to use that on the chat. But at the moment, if I say, let me just send it an image just to show you guys. If I attach this image and say, please explain this image using your scale. Let me even see if it has any scale to look at image. So when I come back and say it doesn't have that skill to be able to look at image, or the API does not support vision. So that is one thing we should have in mind. Let's see if our video is done. Okay, so our video is done. So let's see. Remember, this is just prompt without reference.
And these are the ones: hand-stitched leather, memory foam insole, and the sole won't yellow. Links in the bio, they sell out by Friday.
Did you guys hear what it said, or what she said? I'm not sure if I shared my sound. But did you guys hear?
Yes,
we
there was
heard.
sound.
She was talking about the shoes, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
And these are the ones: hand-stitched leather, memory foam insole, and the sole won't yellow. Links in the bio, they sell out by Friday.
So if you look at this video, it talked about the shoe, and it also added a call to action at the end of the video. And the call to action also came with urgency, saying that telling you that the links in the bio and they sell out by Friday. So adding urgency to it, making you know that if we don't pick it up before Friday, it will be sold out. So that is what good prompts will give you. We'll be able to add all those things. So these things helps you sell, helps you get connected to customers faster. And let's say, for instance, we want to extend this video. What I'll do from here, I'll download this video. I can either download or add a second frame and take a frame from it and go back to my prompt. I'll say, please give me a second prompt to continue the video. So if you really want to get the best out of this, you have to have a model that you use, or you have to create your own image or your own avatar image. and also have a product you want to talk about. So that way you can always use them in whatever you're doing. So this product we talked about is just like a random product. The shoe does not have brand. So you can promote a particular product and have it talk about that product. So if let's see the image. So let's see what did. Now you can see ghosts, Hermes. So he came back with a response. Can't read the image, Eric. My current model, DeepSeek, doesn't support vision. So Tesseract isn't installed either, and I don't have routes to add it. Just paste the n8n API key here. It's in n8n settings. Okay, I'll find a way to sort this one out later. So basically, DeepSeek does not have that vision in case you want to like view something. So just have that in mind if you're using it as your model for Hermes. So this has given me the prompt. Let's go back. Now I would have to re-upload that video. Then I'll give it the prompt again. Has the video been uploaded? Okay, reference video URL. The video too big or what? So one other thing that you can do.
And these are the ones. Hand stitched leather, memory foam insole, and the sole won't yellow. Links in the bio, they sell out by Friday.
So since this is the last frame, I'll just take a screenshot from here. I just take a screenshot of this frame and I'll save it. So image one. So then I'll come back to this as a reference image, add a screenshot. If we even look at this prompt, you see that it's selected vertical 9:16 video. But because I selected 16:9 here, so you have to overwrite what is on the prompt. But aside from that, same woman from previous shots. So just add, and if you're also working with CDANs, make sure to utilize the add sign. Add image one. So let it run faster. Okay, so this one does not have credits. Let's see. So it's not saying, I still have 869. Why is it saying after credits? It's only 285. Not enough. So let me just quickly top up so that can go through. Okay, so that's confirmed. Let's try again. So now let's allow it to run. So this is how basically you can create a long shot or a continuous shot of it. Because most times if you want to sell on TikTok, if you want to create them like UGC videos to sell things on TikTok or to advertise or promote products on TikTok, you have to make it look like a natural video. So it doesn't sound as if you're just coming to promote things. You have to make it look like you're using that thing. You talk about at times talk about the pros and the cons of that thing. And then you talk about if that thing is actually worth it. So these are very important for you to add in your video. So most times it's better for you to be longer than 15 seconds, at least 30 something seconds, 40 seconds. So that way you can cover much things than just talking about the video, the product and asking people to buy. People will not buy. So you have to make sure you have a much longer video, sort of, to be able to explain things to people. So that is one thing we should have in mind when creating this video. So let's just give it some time and let's allow it to run. So let's see what else we can do. So this is Claude. Let me go to co-work. So I remember the last time I was telling co-work to help me organize my file, organize my download folder, and it didn't complete that task. Let me see, try again. So this is also another type of automation using co-work. So co-work can basically search your computer, search your files, search your folder. You can also take documents from your folder or from your computer, attach it to email and send it out to somebody. So you can do basically anything on your system. Just tell it where you want it to locate that thing from. It goes there, find whatever you want to do with it. If you want to create documents with it, if you want to send it out, if you want to upload it, whatever you ask, you'll be able to do that. But it will, what is it saying? You've hit your limit, reset 10:30 p.m. When did I hit my limit? So that's the problem with Claude Code. That's why most times that is annoying. I didn't hit my limit now. What are you saying? Is it talking about the previous limit? Okay, it's working on it. But don't fear, I will let I hit my limit again. Okay, so let's allow it to do its thing. OpenClaw. So what else can you do? Let me see if we can fix this thing by itself. Can't say it's working. I've not even confirmed if Spirit is still active. Since I installed it, I've not used it. Spirit is not responding. So now if I want to continue using Spirits, just the way I sent it message and I didn't respond, I'll just go back to where I installed it and use any of them, either Claude Code or Codex. and I'll tell them to check on Spirit that it's not responding. So with that, it's either they'll have to run the terminal again, or they have to like see if the gateway is interrupted or something. But you just have to contact the other agent to do what you need to do from their own end. So here is the answer. Your current model. Show option, pick wherever you have API keys. Google Gemini, OpenAI, OpenRouter. Which one do you have an API key for, or the quickest? If you have Google account, Gemini Spirit here gives you vision access in 2 minutes. Okay, so this is the solution for it. You can use the free Gemini. Just get the API key, give it to it, and it will be able to add it. Give me the link to get. So let's see what this has generated for us. Hey, does it the same person? Is it my eyes? Are they looking different? Let me open the previous video. Let's see.
And these are the ones. Hand-stitched leather, memory foam insole, and the sole won't yellow. Links in the bio, they sell out by Friday.
Is this person the same with the other lady in this video? Are they the same people? Is it my eyes that is deceiving me? Is it because this one is all dressed up and having makeups? So, and if you can see, this video started from showing just the shoe. That's for you to know that this is what we are trying to advertise. Showing that she's putting on the shoe and she's going out with it. So that's just the continuation that it's giving us. But if you want to create something like this, you need to first of all tell Claude just what you need to do. Once you have an idea of what you want to create, you give it to Claude and you tell it to create like a storyboard for you. So to create a storyboard which shows the different scene of how it will look. So that way it will connect naturally without you thinking of what to do next. So if you give it the idea, I create that storyboard for you, but you need to have that skill installed. You need to have that skill installed. If not, you won't be able to do that. So let me go back to that. So this dance director skill has that option for that storyboard. So you need to have this skill installed. That way you understand how to layer the frame or layer the prompt for different frames and put them together. So this is basically the whole skill. It will be a lot more easier for you to create the video that way, and they will all synchronize. They will all gel together from different scene, blending into the next scene. That way, it looks more natural. So that is how you do that, and if you want to get the best out of it. So That is basically it about automation and about workflow. So, but most importantly, understand that your agents, they are the most powerful tools that you have. Tell them what you want, tell them what you want to do, and let them go ahead and do those things for you. So this is where you get the API key. Okay, so I just create an API or just collect this key. So do you have that's env file? So let me just test and see if we can use that to see image. Let me see if we can create a .env file for me to add the key. So that should be somewhere inside the folder. Let me try and locate it if it has it already. So this is under Hermes main.env. Let me see what's already in there. Okay. Some format as zip key already in there. Once it is in there, tell me, and I'll switch the vision provider with one command. Okay, so give me the direct path to the file. So let it just tell me where I can locate that .env file. So I just add that so it's there. It should be under home Hermes.Hermes. Sorry guys, let me see who's at the door. Hello. Thank you. Pizza. Thanks. File opens. Okay, so anyway, let me just give it to you. Let me know this time. Let's do it from here. I will still change the key later. So let me just see how we can fix this vision issue. Allow. Yes, go ahead and allow. Let's see if that would work. It works now. I'm writing it up, adding it to that env and switching vision to Google. Switch. I'm going to say use only vision with this key. Wired up. Now let me test it on the image you sent earlier. Okay, so let's test it on this image. Let's see if it's working. Interrupted. Okay, I was supposed to do /btw. Don't worry, continue. So we're trying. Try again. Let's see. So meanwhile, let's look at one more thing. So this workflow, looks very, very ordinary, but it's very powerful. So this workflow, I added webhook here and also another webhook. So if you connect websites or you connect web pages or landing page to webhook, or you can even use that to connect external agents to webhook. So this workflow is basically for this build remotion. So this workflow is for this. Once it creates the video, it sends it through this webhook. So this goes through Zenio. So Zenio, like I said, is a free platform that you have 20 upload, 20 posts every month. Send it through Zenio. So with this, it can post to different platforms. Different of your platforms, you can connect to any account, either Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So if I open, let me open my Zenio platform again. So let's see. Plug in the dialog, yes, with this. Okay. If I click on posts, you see all the different posts that it has created for me. So what it does is that from this workflow, it sends it to this platform. So this platform then publishes it. Because if you want to do an automation, you need to use a recognized platform to automate your process. If it is not recognized, if it's not like a well-established platform that that's either YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, they know well, their own bots might limit your video to getting more views. So you'll be posting video automatically, but your video will be sort of either blacklisted or shadow banned somehow. So you'll be getting more views because of you using bots to post it. But if you're using a platform that they know, a platform that is well established, then somehow they allow those, or they might not be able to recognize if it's bot posting or if it's human being that it's posting them. So, but most times you can't really be sure which platform is well established or which platform will not have your videos shadow banned. So it's always best for you, if you want to use an automation, don't completely post the video, let it go as draft. So once it's at draft, you go back to that platform and complete the process. That's if you don't want to, if you want to always check to make sure that you're posting it yourself, so it does not seem as if it's bot that's doing everything for you. But if you don't want to bother about that, you can just allow this platform to do the posting for you. So what I do is that most times, once this platform posts for me, for like YouTube, I'll go and I'll add my own thumbnail, add thumbnail on it, and also save that video. So somehow their platform or the algorithm sees it as if somebody is doing it manually without it being done by a bot. But this is how you can automate that process. Once you create the workflow, you connect it to your Zenio account and it posts it automatically for you. So that's how it's done. So now this guy came back and said, Vision works. Here is what your image shows. This guy doesn't know what I told you to look at now. This is the image I gave you. Oh, okay, I get it. Notion dashboard, yeah. It's a lady holding a laptop that shows Notion dashboard. That's what I was saying. It's a Notion dashboard screenshot on a MacBook Pro. Okay. But this wasn't the n8n API key. There's this image here. Okay, so basically now that means the vision works now. So that's how you can solve that problem. Just connect a free Gemini account, a free Google account to it, and you'll be able to have vision, which is very important if you're working with AI agents. So that's basically it with this automation. Let me see. I wanted to quickly create something. There's also another skill called hyperframe and remotion skills. So basically what they do is that remotion creates 2D graphic videos, just like 2D animation videos or different graphic with icon videos. Hyperframe creates much better things compared to that. And hyperframe can also help you to edit your video as well. So it is that skill that I gave to Codec. So it has the hyperframe skill to help me edit video. If I have like a video that I just like I shot that video, I did that video, and I don't want to spend time editing it on CapCut, I'll just give it the video and I'll ask it to edit that video. So what it can do is that it can remove like dead air, silences, like repetition, like mistakes. It removes all those things. And it can also add lower third. It can also create motion graphics video, add it as B-roll so that you're editing. So basically, it can edit your video completely for you. So that is one skill you can give to your agents in case you're into video creation. Instead of spending time on TikTok, sorry, not TikTok, on CapCut, trying to edit your video yourself. Just give it the video. It does all the editing for you. It uploads it for you, add your SEO tags, add your SEO description and title, and make sure it also add comments, pinned comments to also help the video go viral as well. So this is one thing you should consider if you're into that space. Then depending on what you're doing, use different agents for different skills or different things you want to accomplish. So what I basically do is that if I want to create anything, I always ask like Hermes, which skill does it think it needs to help me achieve this thing? And once you say, okay, you need this particular skill, then I use Perplexity. We can also use Claude or you can use ChatGPT, any of them. But I like using Perplexity. So I just go to Perplexity and I say, like for instance, this previous chart, I told it here, please search online for the Cedars 2.0 director GitHub repo skill. Or just tell it to search for any skill that you need. So what it does is that it will give you the different repo, different skills. If I click on this now, it will take me to their GitHub repo. Give you the different skills on the repo. So once it gives you that skill, you copy the skill, go to your agent and tell your agent to install that skill so they can use that skill. So that's how you train your agent to have that skill. And also, I've put together, I think I have about 43 different skills now, which I added on Notion. So let me just scroll to the top. So this is top 43 Claude Code and AI agent skills. So these are the best skills, or these are the most effective skills you can give to AI at the moment. Remotion skill, hyperframe skill, superpower framework. I love this skill so much to give your agent superpower. There's also the Chrome extension. There's also design skills like for website, for normal PPTX and slide decks, HTML. There's Canvas skill. There's UX skill. This is that impeccable skill to design website. There's Team Factory. There is skill, design skill, test skill. So there are different skills based on the category. Now this is for agentic and automation. Everything Claude Code. There's MCP Playwright, helps you to check and to browse the internet. There's Skill Creator, this helps you to create different skills. There's algorithmic, how to pronounce that word. There's this skill there, you can add these skills also. So I'm not sure how this one works, but An animated visual using people. Okay, this can help you create animated videos or something. There's Word document skills, different Excel, PowerPoints, there's research. So there are different skills that you can give to your agent from here. If somebody has the answer. Cleopatra, please go ahead.
Please, all these skills, are they all from GitHub?
They are all GitHub. CVC, GitHub, GitHub, GitHub. So most people, if people create skills, it is easier to share your skills on GitHub. So once you upload it, add it on GitHub, other people can contribute, add to your skill, make your skill much more powerful, make it better. So once you have it on GitHub, you open source it for people to also use it and improve on it. So everything, they are all GitHub. Claude SEO skills, marketing brand skills, then for writing, web artifact, notebook LM. So this one, I think next week we're having notebook LM. So this one, we'll use this one next week. Notebook LM skill, Obsidian skill, Cyberly, Context 7. So every skill that you need at the moment, you have them here. The best skills at the moment, you have everything here. You can just copy this link. I'll give you guys this link. I just copy this entire link, give it to your bot, your chatbot, or if you have Hermes installed, give it to it, tell it to go through all these skills and see which of them it does not have that it can install and use to make it more effective based on what it's doing for you, based on what you need it to be doing for you. So it's just go through the skills and select the ones that it thinks that it will need based on the task you usually give it to do. So LinkedIn content and engagement automation, sales funnel builder skills, e-commerce, cold email. And I'll continue to update this because most times if there are any new skill that comes out, I think I do that from here. So what I basically do, let me just open a new chat. And by the way, you can do this with any of those other agents. They can also work effectively. So what I do from here, I go to connector, connect to Notion. So I just tell it to go. Okay, to make it easier, let me just copy the link from that skill.